There we go. Alright. Wait, no. That's not it. Wait. Oh! That actually made it work out. Well, that's interesting. So, apparently, my motherboard now all of a sudden does, or my PC now all of a sudden does not like me having my good mic as a default on system. However, as soon as I change that to route towards my webcam, OBS likes my good microphone again. That's interesting. It's something to keep in mind. Also might need to change some settings around Discord to fix that. This might be a driver issue. Could be a Linux issue, which I'm kind of certain, so I need to ask some people around the Ubuntu forums. Still eating a little bit, because all I had today was an apple, which is not much considering that my day technically is halfway done, I would say. Also, need some water here. I mean, apples are great. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, as you know. However, only living on an apple for the whole day, probably not ideal. Would not recommend. Keeps you a bit empty in the stomach, and I don't like that. Also, oh, apple pie is great. Apple pie can be really great. Though I have to make it usually myself. Because you can't get apple pie here. Well, the apple pie you get here is not great. Or you really have to look for it, for a good apple pie. So I rather bake it myself. Though I tell you that much, the saying easy as pie is a lie. Baking a pie takes a lot of effort. What I did is baking a carrot pie. Basically, it tastes exactly like pumpkin pie, and I absolutely love it. Or as Dylan Hollis once said, it's a pumpkin pie imposter. Making pie easy? Ew. Oh yeah, imposter pies are great. Especially if you can't get the main ingredients. I hope the balance between background music and my voice is okay. I also need to change, add some sources here. Hi. Hello. Yes, I'm just another VTuber. Hi, Lexa. Hi, Lex. Nice to see ya. Alright, so I got myself a little bit to eat. I got myself some water. I still have to do some UV editing to make it a little bit more efficient. At least I'd like it to be a bit more efficient. Also, my nose is a little bit stuffy. Give me a second. I need to get myself some tissue material. So yeah, the goal for today is finishing up the UVs, printing the textures out, and then doing them in traditional. Because I really like it. I really like doing that stuff in traditional. It's so much fun, and it gives the whole thing a little bit of my own twist. So, first of all, I need to blow my nose. When did I click that? Okay. I forgot. Yeah. I needed, yeah. I blew my nose. Now I remember why yeah. I blew my nose and forgot to unmute myself because I forgot in the 3 seconds that I blew my nose that I actually muted myself. How the hell am I even functional? Am I even functional? I have no idea. Well, Lex is the person behind the programming of the game. Currently we're working a bit on a bit of a prequel-ish to refine the mechanics of our previous game jam thing, which I still will make in ink. I have yet to actually check the document by now. It's kind of weird. I actually started it and did not check it since. I probably should. Let's have a look. Oh, that's a lot of changes. Peth is a demon engine. Ooh. 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 So you actually added a whole lot of stuff. Damn. I should probably actually get to reading through all of this. You did so. I can see that you did a whole lot of brainstorming. Like, holy hell! You really put in a whole lot of things. It's bright. No, I'll need the bright soon. TM. So yeah. Let's switch scenes to Le Digital. We are first messing around in yes, in Blender, because I still have to finish my textures and kind of redoing them because I did not like the texture map for it. It made me a little bit annoyed, let's put it like that. I did not like the way that the texture maps were laid out. So I redid the texture for the tree in the hopes that it's easier to ink. Of course complicated. I like complicated. Complicated is fun. Which, to the surprise of many, why is complicated not fun for some people? I don't get it. I like complicated. Gives me something to brain on. Also, for some reason, more complicated kind of things come more naturally to me. Yeah, the figuring it out is absolutely great. So yeah, let's check that texture again. I think I wanted something for it on the back. So I'll redo that, and maybe I should try to put the texture of this open book also on the closed one. At least that's what I mean, it could make my work a lot easier if I could just try to map the texture of one thing onto the other, considering that it's the same thing anyway. So maybe I should try that. Also, I probably should save real quick before it crashes. We don't want that to happen. Would be kind of annoying. And I need some stuff in my actual site. Also, I feel like having my braids on, you can't see them that much, but well, it is what it is. All right, I'm gonna put my microphone a little bit back so I can actually work on this. Where did my there's my stylus. It's always the same. I always look for my stylus. What do I want? A thinner line. That's what I want. No, not 1. I think 7 should be all right. Yeah, I think I can work with 7. Oh, I like this style. I mean, in the end, I'm just going to use some masking liquid to actually sort out the whites in this one. No, that's something for traditional Feldy to work with. I hope the music is hearable. Oh, else you're going to tell me, right? Not gonna lie, I wish I had some kind of mirror tool here. Good, good. Good, yeah, of course, it's death by glamour. Also trying to use as much OST in the playlist as possible. Oh yes, I'm gonna go for Moon. Also, when I was traveling yesterday to my appointment, I actually had an idea for a little puzzle. I just need to figure out how to refine it. So that might actually become the first puzzle in our little game jam game. Oh, that's interesting. Looking at the texture, it's going to be kind of warped. Because for some reasons it's a square here, but it's not there. But as long as it works, I shouldn't be complaining. Actually, I have never read about making puzzles. I just got an idea for one. So take that for what you will. Okay, so this is the middle for that. So yeah, I kind of redid the textures in hope that they map better onto something physical. Classic block pushing puzzle. Meh, meh. I don't know. Feels kind of boring and probably also doesn't fit the narrative that we're going for. So, if we're really out of ideas, maybe there will be some kind of block pushing puzzle. Just going to be a bit hard to actually pull off with what we're trying to do. It's also kind of annoying when I'm trying to paint the texture here. Yeah, we're probably going to be a bit more creative than just simple block pushing puzzles. Oh, I actually liked that as a kid. Ah, this. I think this works for the... Yes. Yeah, good old Sokoban. Okay, that should technically be all. Because I'm trying to keep it simple. At least to a degree, I'll try to keep it simple. So that's going to be save as book open text B, and then I also need the UV. So I'll take that as well. Book open. I already have that. Book ankle page. Apparently not. Then we'll book open UV. And lastly, I still need to rework the closed book texture, because I also don't really like that one. It's not quite working out for me, if you catch it, what I mean. Texture paint. I'm just gonna delete all of it if I can. The game lets me, actually. The program lets me, actually. I do think that I can maybe take a few shortcuts on how to actually fix that. Also, I was kind of fucking around with bump maps, so I'm not sure if I actually want to keep that. We'll see. We'll see. I definitely want to delete that. And I do want to try to make this a bit more accurate. However, I already like how it looks. Maybe I can actually map the UV of this. First I need to empty out the texture. We are going to erase alpha, turn the radius way up, and then woo, all gone. All gone. And then we're doing it again. Let's do it again. If I... Oh, wait. Okay, let's do the UV editing real quick. Whoops. Yeah, let's... Let's see if I can quickly edit the UVs to something that makes more sense. This looks more like the ratio on the book itself, right? And technically, I don't need a backside. Technically. The rest here, I can easily just throw close by. No, I do not need you. I need you, you, and you. Technically, I could actually put all of it onto one side. So I think I want to do something with the back. So the spine of the book. And if my microphone arm would actually keep its position instead of just sliding away, as it shouldn't, I'd be a happy Feldy. I'd be a very happy Feldy. Okay, that spine is not as thick. So it's a little bit longer. So this is that. I'm gonna look if I can get the connected stuff. Yeah, probably incense and dusty books. Maybe even some mold here and there in the more forgotten parts of the of the library. Hey, I do want to have you guys also on one side. Ah, Animal Crossing. Or better, I do want you two to be the same. And then I add you. I just need to figure out. Also wanna slim that down and stretch on the y-axis. Can I please have all of you, please? I mean, if I'm doing it smart, then I don't even have to paint that much. Wait. It's only that one that's that long. Good that it's not hanging on to the rest of it. Alright, let's see. The rest I can basically just put all into one little corner and map it onto one little spot in the UV. Because I'm basically just painting it all blackish. UV unwrap, yes, it can be a pain in the ass. But I tell you what, if you're doing it well, you are definitely saving a whole bunch of time. So what's that? No, that's not it. That's not it. Oh, this is what I'm looking at. Okay, okay. So I think if I first texture paint onto the side here and then put in. There is always a way to do UV unwrapping well. You just need to know where your lines go in the first place. And I probably need to UV unwrap differently than other people because I'm doing the traditional try. Oh yeah, it's a real-time sync. That I have to agree with. So if I fill the whole thing, it's not gonna work. So how am I going to go about? I mean, I can just use this as some kind of guide. Lex, are you going to ban that bot real quick, please? So annoying. So I'm basically just trying to get this UV ready for painting. So if I do this, there we go. Oh wait, no, that's the spine. And the rest is down here. Yep, there's definitely always one per stream, and I have no idea why. However, that's what mods are for, and moderation tools. Okay, more UV editing. No. Just gonna throw all of this right in there. Not even thinking about it. Come on, give me a straight line. Good, good. You. And also size it down a little bit. Because I don't mind if it's just being a bit weird on the model itself, as long as the texture itself works. I'm trying to reduce the space I'm using up for the textures as small as possible, so that when I put the texture back onto the ink texture back onto the model, I'm not having a problem with getting the spaces right. And it's less work. So that's why I'm basically just pushing everything that just needs a simple color fill onto this little square. As long as it works, it works. So why should I complain? on 90. Also sizing that down a little bit. There we go. I mean, if I don't like it, I can still fill a little bit more of the texture with, I don't know, an ink wash or something. And then just throw the UV all over the place if I need to. Okay, so this should technically be all of it. Everything's mapped. Okay, so this should technically work, which is nice. Then I just need to do the texture paint, which is going to be these two and the cover. So what I want to do, first I need to figure out where's, okay, that's the side parts, and that's the front of the side parts. Not quite. Oh wait, yeah. I'm going to add colors in post, basically. I mean, I can technically put a flat color overlay with Yuku paint, so that I just have to do the texture itself in inks, and then I can just overlay the whole thing with. Also, I just noticed, didn't properly, there we go. I can basically use a simple color overlay to put that onto the texture. There's a lot of stuff I can do with this. I can overlay a flat color. I can basically add a already existing I would kind of like the idea of only actual color other. Microphone, stop moving. My mic is really not trying. I definitely need a new arm. I definitely need a new arm. Where was I? Make any other color red. I mean, I could give it a nice crimson, like a bit more into magenta territory, or I could technically play around with red tones, so we have a little bit of variation. That's possible, and I could technically do that with texture painting itself, so that I'm doing the normal line work with ink, and anything that's supposed to be color I can do here in Blender, and then I bake everything onto the texture. That is definitely possible. White, black, red. Ooh. Yeah, kinda. Anything, only thing that's colored is black. I mean, it's a bit stereotypical, don't you think? But we can give it a shot. If we don't like it, we can still change it. Okay, back to mixed. And now I still need white. No, I do need that. Or a lighter one? Yeah. Okay, so oh, mix. There we go. I'm gonna pull down the radius by quite a margin. And that should already do the trick. See. Yeah, that already looks good. And it looks more hand-drawn now, which is something I like. Hey Squigums, how are you doing? How is it going? Squiggity goo. So yeah, that should be here. So now the question is, I see where the problem is. There, I know it. I have to switcheroo the UV a little bit, because as you can see, something didn't quite mirror. So I'll grab that and rotate it by 180 degrees, and there we go. Yeah, nice to see ya, Squiggums, my old friend. I actually have no idea. I just use the defaults because I barely know what I'm doing. Oh, it looks like it's working. All right. Then I guess I'm using linear. As I said, I use the defaults. I have no idea what I'm doing. I learn as I go. Okay, I do not need that right now. Should be Vivaldi's Winter or Summer? It's definitely Vivaldi. Great composer. I like me some classical music every now and then. Also, using a physical ruler again to make digital lines. Ain't that great? Cray, cray, cray. Ain't that crazy? Of course I'm... Hold up! That's wrong. That's not how this is supposed to be mapped. What did I do? Is it at least right on the other side? No, of course it isn't. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Back to the UVs. So that they are actually aligned correctly. R90. R180. This time we're doing it right. There. And there. There and there we go. That's one of two. And then the other one. R90. That's the right side. That's good. Yeah, UVs again. I don't know why, but you gotta try and figure out as you go. And then just hope that everything aligns at some point. There we go. That looks about right. There we go. Now it's working. Back to texture painting. All right. It's always the UVs. I think I want that line closer to the border here. Yeah, that looks good. That looks perfect. And then I do want... My mic just fell again. And at this point, I'm a little bit annoyed. Well, fell. It didn't fall down. The mic arm is just not cooperating at all. Maybe if I wait, that's going to be a little bit noisy. I might mute myself real quick. All right, that should work. This looks wrong. I think the UV for this is... No, the UV is okay. I guess the ratio isn't ideal. No, as long as it works, why should I complain? Also, the nice thing about the Yuku paint thing is I can overlay. Yeah, it's a little bit stretched. So it's at least close to ratio. What I'd really appreciate would be a, I don't know, a shape tool of sorts. So I guess that could just not work as I'd like it to. So I'll take what I can get. As long as it works, it works. Am I right? Also, this can be used as a pretty good... do I want to have a bit of a darker... I mean, I could do some darker shade on the... Oh, I don't know if I like that. Maybe if I blur it so that it looks a little bit like it's kind of stand out. How to say that? So it looks like it's a little bit bent, but it actually isn't. You get what I mean? Still something I can do with ink, because I'm kind of thinking ahead to a degree. I need a bigger radius for that. Ooh, that's too much. I think that should be fine. Okay, the blur is not as strong as I'd hope it to be. I think I'll rather go with the airbrush. How do I mask this? Brush type mask. Modes. Ah, never mind. I can do that in the traditional thing. Or can I? Yeah, I'll probably need to. Well, at least I know what I want to do. What's that brush? Oh, it's a smudgy. It's a smudgy boy. Smudgy boys are very useful sometimes, so I'll use it. Oh, looks like that works. At least somewhat works. But yeah, I'm just trying to indicate what I actually want with this. And I think this looks like it's actually working in my favor. Okay, we're going for this then. And then I do want a little bit of a smaller radius, of course. And went down to 7 again. So, whoop. Ooh. I don't like it. I'll keep it like that for now. I'm not sure. So for the closed books, just laying around, probably not. Ah, hi Matt. Nice to see ya. I assume you're going to lurk again for support. Or are you actually interested in what I'm doing right now? Gonna save that. Gonna save as book closed text. Book closed text. I think we can keep that. Then I need to go back to the UV and export the UV layout. Book closed. UV. Boop. And let's export that. Of course I know you're gonna lurk. Love me that. Okay. So we've done so far in Blender. I also prepared a wall texture that we can work on. And now I just need to make the printables. So we are gonna open. There already was some kind of texture that I could drag around. Ah, here. Okay. Let's do that again. Let's put that over here. All right, all of this. Be gone! No, be gone completely. Thank you. So... Definitely don't need that one anymore. That's the wrong texture. I need one of these. And I need this. And then I'll put these two together. Create text PR for print. And technically I could just Control T and size it up a little bit. Also might want to get it away from the border a little bit. So that's for the tree textures. Then the UV and the open. Is that already the? Yep, looks like that is already the refined version. That's good. So gonna group that. Book open. Then I'm gonna size that up to here, because we're just going to I'm just going to print out each texture on its own. That should probably work the best. Are we gonna? I'm just going to make it because I felt like it. I mean, we can just make a tree grow out of the floor and make that part of a puzzle. I am working on textures for 3D stuff for my game. For Lex and my game. Also, welcome to the stream. Nice to see ya. Book closed. So I'm basically making it ready for print, so I can print out the stuff behind me because I got my printer right behind me. Now that's going to be a little bit loud, so I'll probably mute my mic and take a short break while that's happening. Wait, is that book? Is that? Yeah, that's the open book, so I need the book. Close texture. And where is the UV for it? There we go. Gotta group these two. Technically, I could try to put the book open and the book closed onto one page, because the size kind of works out for a 4. That should work. Yeah, I think so. So to save some paper, I'm probably going to print the open and the close book. Wait, I'm seeing a nice gap here that does not fit. Damn it. Was worth a try. Maybe like this? Nah, not working. Never mind. An attempt was made. Ooh. Okay, that was not what I was trying to do. Try it like that. There we go. Because I do not need to print out any white. Alright, so now book PR. No, I'll just throw those 2 layers in there. No, in there. Come on. Behave. Be a good thing. Le book textures indeed. Okay, so I can delete that. And then I'm just going to multiply, and multiply, so I can actually see what I'm doing there. And with that, I should use this nice little export layers script. Group as layer. Ignore invisible layers. And I do want to export it as a PNG. What size do I want it to have? I mean, I can just adjust the export size to the layer content. That should work. Let's give it a try. Okay, so this is asset text 2. And I do want this to be commissions. in here. Oh, before I do that, I'll quickly save so that it actually exports the stuff like it should. Okay, let's see if this works. Layers have been exported. My printer is ready. So I shall mute my microphone because that's going to get loud. I don't want you to hear that. Have some nice music in the meantime. Okay. I need to experiment with my printer right there. Because the first time it printed, it was too small. The second time it printed so large that it didn't fit onto the paper anymore. It's annoying. It's very annoying. Trial and error. Printing is always trial and fucking error. Jesus. Property, advanced. Auto fit? I'd love to have some kind of actual visual indicator on how... Oh! That might be the problem. Orientation for some reason was landscape. Yeah, that does not work. It's certainly not the way I wanted it to be. Banner pages, nope. I think that should work out. No, that's not what I wanted. Options, image settings. That should hopefully work. Let's try that. Printers. Gotta hate them, but you need them. Especially when you're going for traditional work. Okay, this print kind of works. Though for some reason the colors are a bit scuffed. I might need to fix that at some point. I mean, I don't mind the colors being scuffed, I just need the values. Also looking for the right cable for my light table. I think I need to look into my little baggie of... Hi, Firemane! Nice to see ya! Nice to have you around! How are you doing? Oh boy! More people! Hello to the heroes! Welcome to the stream! You people! Hooray! Hurrah! Ow! Ow! I just bumped my elbow real quick. Oh, that's nice. That's nice to read, Firemane. Tired? Oh well. Then you can relax right here. Also, I need to and lots and lots of preparations for the traditional stuff. All right. Oh yeah, lots and lots of preparation for the traditional stuff. Also need to figure out how to actually let's switch to the traditional scene. Oh. Sources. we go. There we go. Okay. So might wanna try and get a better view of this. Come on. It's a little bit hard to get a good view without everything falling over. But I will do my best to actually give you a really nice look at what I'm working here. And on what I'm working on. English is hard. English is very hard. But it works. Okay. This actually works. I still need the cable for the light table. That should be in here. Come on, where's that cable? It's not you. Micro USB. Oh, you are short. You're very short. You are USB-C. I have 10,000 USB-C cables. I have no idea why I have them all around. It's ridiculous. Also USB-C. I do not need 3 USB-C cables with me. Why the hell am I having them all in that little baggie? Kind of weird. That one's a little bit short. I think I have a longer one somewhere over there. Give me a sec. No? Oh. I guess I gotta use the short one somehow. That's going to be icky. Wait. Or I use an extender. There we go. So many cables, and only one that's too short that I actually need. Hold up. I think I do have a cable that might be long enough over here. That's audio, 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 audio. What are you? That's a short USB-C. I do not need a short USB-C. Not gonna lie, I need to resort my working setup a little bit. Find a comfortable, kind of a comfortable place for all my cables, of which I have way too many. Way too many. Also, what kind of paper do I want to use? Preferably, I do not want to use anything textured because that's going to make the whole thing a bit weird. At least for inking. I do not like textured paper when I'm using these. Yes. I use dip pens because you can make really nice lines with them and they're fun to use. And why should I do anything that isn't fun? That can actually go back in there. And of course I have 10,000 USB sticks with one Linux distro each, kinda. That's one. Technically, I could just clean up that one and put something else on there. Because Xubuntu does not quite fit my standards. If you catch my drift. Okay. I am sorry for taking so long to actually do something here. Oh, yes, yes, right. Paper. Also, I might as well print out the other one while we're at it. Open with View. And then we want to do Control P. And do the same properties as the other one. Are you still on portrait? Okay. I can print out that while we're actually working on this. I finally need to plug that thing in, else the light table is absolutely useless. And we do not want useless things here. There we go. And I need to be really careful with my ink. It shit's in your ink. And I'm not in the mood to going out and... Come on. You have to fit, come on. There we go. Yep, that looks workable. I can work with this. Those stripes are just not making me happy. Because I also need to restock on business buttons. Kinda. So what I like to do when I'm out and about, I use handmade buttons as business cards. And what I like to do is, for the person that gets the business button, they get to choose the motive. So I usually have a little assortment of buttons with me, and the person that gets a button gets to choose. I think it's a great idea because it also makes it a bit more personal. And I hope that people can actually, let there be light. All right, I put that aside real quick. I will need that later. For paper, I got this nice thing. Canson XL mixed media. Let's see. That stuff is also really nice for watercolor stuff because you have the texture up there, but you also have a smooth surface on the back. So I can basically just... I'm sorry, I do not have a dark mode of that, but I can adjust the brightness as soon as I got some paper on there. And this is already the lowest brightness for the light table. So I'm very sorry. I also need a little bit of tape here. So I can actually tape the thing I'm sorry! I'm sorry! I'll tune down the brightness as soon as I can. Just give me a minute. I think that's here. But that's gamma. Want to tune down the... Nope, nope, that's not what I'm looking for. I mean, I could also zoom in a little bit. I hope that makes it better. I'm not a light mode person myself. Where's my painter's tape? There. There's my painter's tape. Boop. All right. There's a drop of red ink. Should I be concerned about my printer bleeding? I mean, maybe. I should probably let it clean itself as soon as I'm done here. One over there, and I need one right over there so I can actually have it fixed to the paper that I'm using, and one up there. Boop. There we go. I should probably also have some kind of brush asset for my VTuber model. Oh, that little dot here is on the back of the paper. It feels wrong. It feels like something's wrong with my printer right there. And I do not like that. Okay, so that's a texture that we want to paint. Or, well, oh, that's the contrast, right? Yeah, I wanna, whoops. No? Can turn up the ISO a little bit. I think white balance should be okay. Just a little bit surprised that the... Okay, if I turn that down and turn the ISO up, that should not blind you, but give you a better picture? Or maybe I need to do it the other way around. Currently a little bit... I don't know if I'm doing this right. Because my photography lessons have been a long time ago. Okay, so you can actually see what I'm doing, what I'm having here. That's good. I'll zoom in a little bit. There. I shall zoom in just a tiny bit more, so you can actually see what I'm doing here. I mean, that's the whole intent of this, right? Okay, so we have a whole lot of gray, so I could technically put a wash right away. also, if that dish is not too messed up from my last painting adventure, yeah, I can't use that. Or I have to wash it up. And yeah, no. Need to figure out something else, how to do an ink wash. I'm going for a shot glass. No, I'm not going to drink on stream, don't worry. I'm not that type of person. I'm the type of person that wants control. So, just a minute. Shot glass. There we go. My other desk is full. I don't like my other desk being full. Okay, there's still water in there from the last time I was painting. So, what I'm going to do, eyeballs, I'm gonna tune down the ISO again. There. So I can actually see what I'm doing, not just you. I also need a decent brush. Do I want to use that one or this one? I think I'm going with this one. Okay, so I want to have this completely black. Alrighty, Lex. Thank you for the lurk. And later I will need this awesome stuff. So this is basically rubber cement. No, not yet. I don't have to mask anything. Apart from my personality. Nah, I'm not the masking type of ADHD person. I don't even know how to do that, to be honest. I'm wondering if I turn on this, might be easier on the eye for you, because I can then tune this down. There we go. Okay, so I do want to do the big stuff with this. I do want to use just ink for this little part, which should be easy. Like, I shouldn't worry about that at all. Also, I got a whole lot of different nips right in here. Like, I got a little bit of Tupperware just for my ink stuff. Though I still don't have a G pen, and I'm a little bit annoyed that I couldn't find any in my local art store. Local-ish. So I got water for rinsing the brush right there. This is for watering down. Okay, we can just paint this black. Just like the Rolling Stones say. There we go. That's already too easy. And it's going to be hard. It is, definitely. I'm not looking forward to it. Maybe I need to put in fresh water on my water dish. Might be a good idea because the trash water, if I may call it, is completely red. I'll be right back. Much better. Now I got trash water and fresh water. And trash water that is actually fresh. The trash and the fresh. Ah. And I need some drinking water. Because my throat is being mean to me. It wants to cough again. There we go. Okay. Let's see. It's really hard to see for me what I'm actually... Whoops. Well, that's the highest step. I don't want to kill your eyes while I'm working on this, so I'll be careful. Okay, so first we start with the thick lines, and then I might need to actually look at my cheat sheet right there. Because this paper, as you can see, it's quite thick, so it's hard to see the details. So I rather look at the Krita file to see where I actually put the lines extra. Now I kind of wish I had some kind of augmented eyes, kind of like in Cyberpunk, so I can just zoom in. What actually? Can you please stay still? Thank you. Would actually be kind of useful to have that. When I'm working on stuff like this. Okay. Oop, that's a little bit too much. It's really hard to actually see. Maybe I do want to use Guinevere in the first place. There. Whoops, better. I am very sorry. Oh, also, I might as well record this while I'm at it. Now I can't see my chat. I'm gonna put that over here and that over there, and now I can actually see you guys when you're chatting. Let's hope that the UV that I'm, the texture that I'm drawing here actually adds up with what I'm trying to do. I got a little bit over here. All right, we got a little bit of a neck over there. So we do want to put that here. The bottom here, I actually left out for a good reason, because it's invisible anyway. It would be a waste of time. Next up, I'll do that. I'm dipping a little bit too deep. Could that be? Probably. Okay. Also did a big border around this, and yeah, I'm definitely dipping too deep. I don't want inky fingers, please. I want ink on my paper, not on my fingers. Oh, that was close. You're not supposed to go on there, and you're not supposed to go on the paper if I don't want you to. Thank you very much. This is peak. This is peak concentration, peak focus. Ooh. At least I hope so. I'm definitely trying my best here. We'll see if my best is good enough. But I'm pretty certain that I can pull this off fairly nicely. So we first do the thick-ish lines, and then we're going for the thin-ish lines. And then we finish the thing. Oh god, that was bad. Please, someone punch me for this. There we go. And with the little ink that's still, yes, inky. I prefer the ink to be where it's supposed to go and not drip and stain and do the weird stuff that ink does when it's wild and free. I do not appreciate repelling ink. Let's put it like that. Probably should have left the tree trunk itself on in white. Whoop. My critter just broke. I mean, not that I need it, but oh, now I get it. My critter didn't break. My critter just loaded whatever it was opening earlier. There is a little gap right there. And I thought I also added a gap somewhere else. Maybe here? I think it's there. Inky. Okay, we got that so far. And down here, don't have much. I also don't need much on this one. All right. And oh, that's overlapping a little bit. But as long as it still works. Also, can you still see that? There. Now I can see what you see. Actually. And if things are off, I can still help out with the texture paint thing. All right, so we have a little bit of a whoop over there, and then one that goes here and ends there. I think I should go in with the finer dip pen. That should probably work out better for me. Yeah, that's too deep. That's too deep. Okay. And I think that texture is going to work out really nicely. I just hope so. Nice thing about this is I can still kind of refine it. Oh yeah, I saw it. I saw it at Nutty's. That guy actually shows off pretty nice plugins for streamers. So I thought might as well add that to the stream overlay. So people don't continuously have to ask. Coffee! Have a nice coffee. Armin. Okay, so there's this is ending there. Okay, so I can do with that what I want. So the aim is to make the whole texture a lot nicer. So I'm going to add some details while I'm working on this. Oh, don't worry, I'm not going to drink my ink water. That would be kind of weird. Let alone that I am pretty capable of separating my ink water / painting water from what I'm actually drinking. Because I actually drink out of glass bottles. I want to refine that one a little bit. Also, I'd probably notice pretty quickly if I'm drinking my ink water. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so we have... I'm going through over there. I need a little bit more ink. A little bit more ink on my pen. And then we have... Yeah, that's why I'm drinking out of bottles. Completely prevents me from actually drinking the wrong water. This is slightly above there. And I cannot quite see you there. But it seems like you two are definitely connected. At least it looks somewhat like that. I hope that this is going to look really good on the model. I really hope. Oh, we'll see once it's actually done. Okay, so we're going over there. Is this connected? It doesn't quite look like it. So I think not. So I assume that this is not connected. And then a little bit over there. I think I should connect these two. Okay. Turn that carefully around. We do not want to have any ink accidents. That one's definitely going through, so I'll go through with this one as well. This one's also going through. And it's ending there. Okay. So I'm trying to vary between between hatching and actual lines to give it a bit more depth. Like, it's probably going to look a lot nicer if I put here and there a little bit of hatching into the lines. Instead of actually pulling through. I really hope this is going to look as well as I imagine it. Oh, I am somewhat confident. Yeah, I think I'm confident on that it's going to look good. Especially now that I'm doing the textures in a bit of a bigger format. Would not look as well with smaller paper. Okay, that's that part. And I will turn it around like this. The hardest part is not to actually smudge all those nice lines that I put here. I think I want to add some very fine lines over there as well. So this one's going through. Also, what I was considering maybe doing some hatching on the bottom, though I'm not quite sure if that's going to look as good as I'm thinking. So might not do that. you are also pulled through, so and you are one big line. Oh. That was another potential ink blot. I do not want to do that. I think I want to add some detailing on there as well. Just a little bit to make it look a bit more interesting. Okay, so that's that part. There's one line coming up from there. A little bit of a decor line over here, and then there is this one coming from over here. The weirdest thing about this is I have no idea how it's actually going to look when I'm done with it yet, simply because at this stage this is going to work like paper craft. Oh, that's also the intended aesthetic that I want for the game. A little bit like papercraft, but in the darkest way possible. Dark papercraft. Is that a genre? I doubt it, but I mean the idea is nice. So where is that going? Okay, so oh wait, that's the UV. I got some line over here, and I think I'm going to give this a little bit of hatching, because we can technically turn that into a little bit of a, yes, I like that. And there is a big line right over here. Ah, okay. Let's see, where are we? So I did that. That's this one. Do I actually want to work this way? As in turning it around. I mean, it's more convenient for my hands, so I don't smudge. However, looking at my reference cheat sheet right in front of me, this is going to be a bit more complicated. Okay, so this one has a bit of a big line, right? And that's actually going through. I think I want to add some etching. Etching. I'm etching into the paper, I guess. It's a bit of an etch-a-sketch, but I don't even know what that part's actually connected to, so I think this might be part of the treetop, like the top of the trunk. That's just very well guess. And technically, I'm not a fan of those kind of guessing games. Are you going through? No, you're not. And I'm also not going to push you through. I'm gonna make you nicer, at least. Okay, so that's that. That's that one. How's that was marking? You are going up there, and then you're heading out here. And then I have one from the top that's a little bit longer, and a small one from the bottom. Okay. Up here we have a whole lot of nothing, and this one is having two little lines up here. Now, that part over there, right here, is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. Whoop. There we go. Let's just hope that I'm not dropping anything, because that would be really annoying. Okay, let's see. Ooh. That's very close to the texture border. Tell you, what did you do here? And then we have another line coming from there. Oh no, that was not quite as it should be. I'll fix it afterwards. And then I'll have a little something here. Probably should have hatched that the other way around. I'll live. And just kind of annoying that the UV is very much the same value as the lines that I'm trying to trace here. So it can be quite confusing. Oh, mistakes are the things that are spicing up everything. This one's not drawn through. Okay. Ooh, you're having chicken? Nice. I want some chicken too. Send chicken. Send cluckers. Oh, this looks like we're almost done with this one. Just need to be super careful to not smudge anything. That's the most annoying part about doing stuff with ink. You have to be super careful about not smudging or getting your hands so dirty that you leave fingerprints. The fingerprint part is the hardest one. Especially if you're a bit of an over dipper like I am. Okay, there is a line coming from up here. And we have a very long line. From here. I kind of want to break up a little bit. Ah, crampy, crampy. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, ow. Then we have a line coming from over here. And then we have one line coming from over here and going back down there. Okay, so that's there. Then I still have these small parts here to ink. Well, small-ish. If only I actually knew what kind of parts these are. But at this point, it's more of a guessing game. There's some dark on here. Let's keep that dark. And then I still have that part. There is one line coming from up here. Extending down there. Now this, I actually have to get a bit closer. Because it's really hard to actually, yeah, especially in the hands. It's really annoying when I'm cramping up while working on something like that. So there's a small one right there. And we have a larger one. Also need to get more ink. Going over to there. And small one from here. Then a really large one connecting to that second one up top. So I think that should be at least the line work. Quickly let that. Ooh, that's from Sonic Chaos, right? That's actually a game that I could replay. Last time I played Sonic Chaos was a while ago. So I guess I should probably replay it. Now, do I want to play the Game Gear version or the Master System version? Because I grew up with the Master System 2 version, and the Game Gear version I think has a few different... This looks so awful. But maybe it looks good on texture, we'll see. So let's get some water in there. Hij has me an eyedropper. Or is that called an eyedropper? It's called that in digital. I think that's good enough. Okay, put some water in there. And then just a very tiny amount of ink. Because we can still water down. Okay, let's see. Not quite dark enough. I think I want to add a bit more. Well, that looks more like it. Though, before I can do that, I don't think it's dry yet. So I better not do that. Quickly get another sip from the bottle. Okay. Okay, that should actually be enough. I just hope that I actually mixed enough ink wash for this. We'll see. But yeah, doing the lines first definitely helps. Luckily enough, I don't need to be so precise with the ink wash. The hell? Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit? Okay. Ah! From Chrono Trigger! Now! That took a hot minute. I mean, I already thought Frog, probably Chrono Trigger, but now I know. It just sounds so weird with the metal version. Oh god, I can't wait to actually see this on the 3D model. And I really hope that the lines are adding up. Because I'm honestly kind of worried that a lot of lines just don't work out. So, I am optimistic. I would say I am definitely optimistic. Gotta turn that up a little bit. Death Rock. So wonderfully weird. I'm almost tempted to actually add a bit more into this, but I don't know if I fuck it up then. Temptations! Temptations, temptations. But hey. Oh god, I have to wait for it to dry, do I? Or do I? I still have a heat gun around here. I just need to find it. No, it shouldn't be too hard. It's right over there. It has a place. There we go. That should be it on the ink wash department. Ooh, that's already dried. So I could actually add some depth by letting it dry. And then adding a second layer on top. Though I'm not sure if that's such a good idea. Also, the warping is not helping. Makes things unnecessarily complicated. So, it looks like... Oh no, there is a part that's not covered yet. That needs to be covered. Let's just put ink wash all over this. Yeah! Ink! And now just a little bit over here. To indicate that that's the bottom. All right. That's the ink washing department done. Now I just have to make it, now I just have to dry it. And I better close this and put this away. I am not in the mood for me actually messing this up now. Whoa, that's dark. Ah, there we go. Heat gun. I just need somewhere to plug it in. Eh. Oh boy. This is definitely going to be a little bit short. That's a lot of cable extension, but I hope that it works anyway. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit loud, so I'm going to mute my microphone for the time being. Good that I have the good old TP to help me out with excess ink wash. It's also giving a little bit of a variation in the whole ink wash when I do it like this. It's not quite intended, however, I still kind of like it because it shows that this was actually made traditionally. Really do like the effects that you have when you do stuff traditionally. All right. should technically be good enough to scan. At least I'll put it aside for now, so it can finish drying, because we still have this. And this is going to be a bit more complicated in the process. So before I go ahead and ink this, I'll stop recording real quick and I'll have a short break. You guys should also have a short break if you haven't already. Listen to the dummy. Yeah, I'll have a quick piss break and then we're going to ink this. Alrighty. Boink! Ah! More paper. Definitely need a thinner paper for stuff like this. But I'm certainly not going to use printer paper, because I definitely know that it's not going to look good. What is this? Ooh, bright. There, better. Definitely better. English, do I speak it? Apparently not. Well, okay, I'll speak it well enough. it's not ideal. Oh, also getting hungry again. However, I got work to do. I has work. Might as well stick to it. Get it? Stick to it. Okay, that one was lame. That one was really lame. Here's another red dot. Oh god, I really need to I really need to let my printer clean itself. That red dot is making me nervous. And with this one, I will have to actually use some kind of masking liquid. That's also where the rubber cement is coming in. Because I can't just put a nice ink wash on all of this and be done with it. No, I have to do it complicated. So this stuff is great. This is rubber cement. I used to use it a lot during my time in graphics design school, because this usually is used to put finished prints onto presentation carton and stuff. So also a nice use of this. It's actually using it as masking liquid, and I have to admit, this is so much better. Not the flash hands. My VTuber experience is ruined. Some dude on the internet. God damn it, Squigums! You gotta have to live with the fleshy hands. All the flesh. And the burn, because Feldy was stupid with her tea. I actually managed to pour piping hot tea onto my hands and burn it so bad that it looks like it's leaving a scar. At least a little bit. So yeah, that's a stupid me. Okay, so I need to be a bit more careful with this, because the drips you get with the rubber cement is they're technically quite large, so I have to be a bit careful. Though I can go somewhat precise with this. Like that tube is not too. Ooh, yeah. Unless it's, of course, squirting out. It's very happy to see me. The tube is very, very happy to see me. It seems. Premature ejaculation. Never nice. Always disappointing. And in the worst case, there are some accidents bound to happen. Ah, okay. Let's see if I can do this well enough. Unless else I will have to figure out a different way to do this. No, I am pretty positive that I can actually block this down in a way that it's working. Just need to be careful enough. Though rubber cement should be working fine for this. Maybe if I use a tool, I could spread it out a bit more over there so that it's... There we go. I would just like to see if I can use any kind of tool to make those fine lines here. I could try to use a card. Might be worth a try. Let's see if I can do that. Because that's actually an experiment that I'm willing to do. Let's push that out here a little bit more. And here a little bit more. So that the corners are also covered. Might wanna... Okay. That works well enough right there. That fine line here, that's going to be a real challenge. I tell you that much. And I think I do... No, it should work out okay. The fine lines are going to be a lot of pain. Especially if I want to keep the... Ooh, I want to keep the white of the paper. So we're putting a small drop here. And a very... Whoop! Very small drop there. I gotta add, I did not plan this. I did not plan on how I'm going to actually keep the white of the paper white. I'm just winging this. And I hope that I can wing this successfully, because this is kind of scary. Also turning down the music a little bit, I can't think right now. So maybe if I... I'm acting quickly, I should be able to do that fine line here. Close enough. Close enough. Just need to do some pushing around here. And as soon as everything's dry, I can kind of use an eraser and just rub it off. For that, I first need to actually let it dry. So that's going to take a little bit. Okay. Luckily enough, if I'm smart, which I hopefully am, I can use painter's tape just to keep these parts white, and do that after the fact of staining the rest. So let's hope that this plan is actually working out for me. that not even at all planned plan. God. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous. I'm really nervous about this. And I need to right there. Ah! What I could really use is some kind of masking pen for the very fine lines. I used to have one, though that one dried up a bit badly. Which is kind of annoying. And I think the very fine stuff I'm probably going in with a white pen, because that's just it's just not gonna work. Let's be realistic here. It's just not gonna work if I try to use the rubber cement. It's too fine of a line. So still have to mask off that little part up here. Let's hope it works. Wish me luck. I'm gonna put that out of the way. Not even long enough. It looks like it's long enough. Let's put it the other way around. Maybe that fits better. I'll cut out what's too much, I guess. Yep, that looks like a job for my precision knife. Because what's a waifu without a knifeu? Definitely bad at getting you sandwiches, right? And there. For this I'll also need a much darker ink wash than the one that we used earlier on the tree. Like, I'm thinking more ink than water. Come on. Come on. Off you go. Good. Good little tape. Yeah. Yeah. Get off my finger, you sticky bitch. There we go. So much better now. The only downside on rubber cement, that stuff's stinky. When it dries, it's really stinky. Also, it's still kind of bright. Let's see if I can tune that down. There we go. So much better. Oop. All right, that's working. Yeah, I think that the little moons and the little whatever I put there, I better do that with a white pen. Everything else is just not gonna work. So I quickly need to dry this. Well, it's not gonna happen quickly this time. Because if I'm going to use a heat gun on this, it'll ruin my paper. That much I do know. So, we can only wait. Still hungry. I got nothing to snack here. Definitely need to get some groceries soon. Probably not today. And tomorrow I'll be busy a lot. Got a few appointments. Yep, tomorrow is going to be busy as fuck. And I am not looking forward to it. So where's my glass of dark? My glass of dark. Sounds about right. Definitely need more water. Might as well go for the trash water here. Some trash water. Little bit more ink. And see how dark that is. If that's already dry, because that would be really nice if it's dried down enough to actually work as masking fluid. So yeah, if you are in need of masking fluid and do not like whatever you're using right now, rubber cement. It's very careful with paper. Definitely helps. Wah, wah. Come on. I think I can turn up the music a little bit. So I'll at least do another half an hour. That's the minimum I'm going to go. Now we're already at more than 3 hours. So take that as you will. All right, let's start recording this and hope that I'm not messing up. Dear inking gods, thou you are in my pot. Thou you are in my well. I hope you let me ink this well. But we'll see. Oh, it looks good enough. I think it's dried up enough. Yeah, I think that works. And I'll still try to not go over this little still trying to not go too far over the little square. No, it's not a square, rectangle. That's the word. Over this rectangle that I got here outlined with rubber cement. There we go. I think that's also where the spine is. So at least I know what's going to happen there. Also wanna have a nice ink wash right here. Since that's also going to be dark. Problem is, I usually do not trust painter's tape. It often ruins my paper. I mostly do not know why, but it just does. I must be doing something wrong when I use it. Or maybe I'm lucky today. At least I hope I am. I very much hope I am. We'll see. So yeah, I'm trying to keep this simple enough. I can just go over this with, I don't know, white ink or something like that. Opaque white ink. Alright, gotta mute myself again so I can do the heat gun thing. Heat gun. Heat gun. There we go. Definitely want to play with Crypt of the Necrodancer again. The way I'm supposed to. With a dance pad. Oh. I do not want to blow your brains out. So I'm gonna mute myself. It's damn hot, but it's the best way to get rid of the painter's tape. That's it with the heat gun. Please for today. Smells like trash. Ah. Oh, well, that fell down. I'll pick it up later. Future Feldy can deal with that. Where is my... Okay, so I remember that right. I should easily be able to carefully remove this stuff with an eraser. As you can see, it's getting off perfectly fine and the ink is still intact. Peeling off nicely. Just need to be careful enough to not rip the paper, though rubber cement definitely works better than normal masking fluid. So if you're a traditional artist and at war with masking fluid, I definitely recommend go for rubber cement. Basically the same, but it works just better. Come on. I mean, look how nicely you can just rub it off. And even have it in one little piece, if you're careful enough. Oh Oh, that was not a nice call. I think that's good enough. Masking it off like that. Yeah, that should work. Also, I should have a jelly roll right here. So let's do that stuff here. If the jelly roll lets me, of course. I still need to actually play Donkey Kong Country. And that reminds me that I have to finish Donkey Kong 64. So many Donkey Kong titles. The jelly roll is not working the way I'd like it to. I might need to actually go for white gouache on this. I mean, it's doable. I can easily go with white gouache and do the white lines with that, because the jelly roll, you might see it not opaque enough for my taste. I want it more opaque. So I'm probably going to do those white lines with gouache. However, I still have lines to draw. So that's the side of the pages, that's the page itself, that's another side of the page, and that's the closed book. Should be doable enough. And that's the side of the closed book. I think I'm going to do that first. I keep dipping too deep. I'm a very deep dipper. All right. I got masking tape sticking. I'm not a fan of this one. I don't know. I don't like it. Okay. That's a song I can work with. That's actually a song and not just a beat. And that beat was even farty. I don't like farty beats. Don't give me farts. Okay, now for the hard part. Because we need to make this look. I need this to actually look like the side of a book. So at this point it looks more hairy than a book. You're a hairy wizard. Maybe I do want to actually put something around that white, just to emphasize it a little. That looks okay. I think that's what the book needed. An actual proper definition of the label. What will I put on it? I don't know yet. Why did you put it there? Because labels are always on the spine of books. Ideally. So where's the... Very close. So if I'm doing it well... I think I can work with this. And where is... There. Might not be perfectly accurate. However, I do think this might be close enough. And I also do think that this line might also benefit from a little bit of definition. Yes. This looks good. This actually works. Maybe we could also save that miserable little thing up here the same way. Yep, it's actually getting somewhere. No, I'm not a fan of this. I guess I overdid it with the lines. Maybe I can save it with the UV editing. Okay. I'm gonna turn that on its head so I can do the pages over here. I'm not good at making curves like that. Guess I go that direction then. Good that I have at least a little bit of leeway on that side. Else I probably be in a world of goddamn pain. Ah. True curves, sucky. Yeah. The dip pen I'm using. I just like making stuff hard for myself. So I decided why not use a dip pen for stuff like this. Mistakes were made, but now I'm sticking with it. Okay, so what does this actually look like? I'll have to look at my cheat sheet. No, this is not you. Open with Gveneview. Ah, okay. That's that. So that's still pages from the side, and the other one is pages from the top. I'm not going to touch that. At least not like this. I can go over with a little bit of the ink wash. Welcome back, Lex! Nice to have you back. I'm almost done with the book textures. Well, kinda. Still need to shade that part, which is from the open box. And I still have to actually do the white stuff here, which I decided to go with gouache. So let's have a little bit of my ink wash here. And a little bit of water to wash it out. And then we'll dry that up and pick that back up. So we actually have somewhat of a gradient here. At least that's the best way I can actually make a gradient. I'm really trying. So it's not that easy, sadly. That's usually the complicated stuff. I have not seen watercolors since I was 12. I like doing watercolors. I like traditional art. So I'm just using it. It's fun just throwing around some paints. Well, not throwing around, but you get the idea. You probably get the idea. So there's one type of traditional art supply that I hate because it's too messy for my taste. And that's pastels. I cannot stand them because they are chalky or sticky if you're going for oil pastels, and you always end up with something on your fingers. Always, no matter how careful you are. And I hate having stuff on my fingers. It makes me mad, especially sticky stuff. Just also why I keep wiping my hands when I'm cooking. Because it just annoys me awfully. It annoys me so bad. Oh, now it's dark again. And brighten that up a little bit. Ah, that's nice light. That's actually a light that I can work with. Let's put that shot glass over here so it doesn't actually interfere with my business. Like this. I mean, I can still try to get something done with the jelly roll. I'm just not happy with it. Nah, this is not opaque enough. I am not a fan. I'm wondering if I watered down white gouache enough. Could I technically? Nope, the stone texture I have yet to do. I still have to actually, but I can do that off stream after I had something to eat because I'm so hungry and I really want dinner. I just have to figure out what I want for dinner. That's usually the problem. What do I want and what can my fridge provide right now? One little jelly roll, don't disappoint me. Jelly roll. A disappointment in 2 words. So, I got myself these line brushes. I yet have to figure out how to use them, but they are nice and long. And I shall use them now. This tube! Oh! It opened up in an instant. No need for tools this time. I'm impressed. Color me impressed. So what does the original look like? There. Also want to see my chat. Okay, so I think okay, now I can actually see where the border of my texture is. And yes, I'm using it straight out of the tube. I know I shouldn't, but I do, because I need its opaqueness right there. Giving those moons a little bit more form here. Something I certainly cannot do with the jelly roll because it has no fine tip. And the finest of my jelly rolls is just clogged up. I have no idea why it does that. Considering that the line brush that I'm using came from a dollar store, well, €1 store, but it's basically the same. Working out pretty fine for me. I feel like turning this into leaves. Ah, nice. Yes, Eurostore. You know, one of these really cheapish kind of, almost everything is just $1 kind of store. Also adding a little bit here. I think I can leave it like that. I think that's good enough. Maybe adding some right over there. Paint over that little spill. Ah! Great! That should be at least it for the book. Still have to do the stone texture. I'm not going to do that today. Or if I do it today, then not on stream. I am pretty hungry and a little bit tired, and my desk is a mess. So I think this is a good time to call it a day for now. Yeah, I think it's a good time to call it a day. So let's go over here. And let's see if we can actually raid someone. Let's have a look. So if you're over on Twitch, we should look if we can find someone to raid right now. You know, let's raid Lazloren. Why? Because I saw up. Quiet. I think we should rate that guy, because he is actually pretty cool. He's a English-speaking German streamer, and I know him because Banana Juju kind of introduced me. Well, and the rest of her little community. So let's rate him. Let's go over to Lazloren, and I hope you're having fun. He's playing Schedule 1. So I'll see you next time. I hope that I'm having stuff finished until then. And I hope you're having fun over there. Bye bye.